So, I decided to learn Turkish for 30 days straight. And it was pretty interesting to say the least. But let's get straight on into this video. So, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss another one of my videos. So starting off strong with day one. Day one is probably the most crucial day out of all of them. This is your setup day. This is your plan day. You could honestly set up and plan a day before, but then you can technically count that as day one. Day one for me was like doing the basics. So I pretty much set up this notebook that I eventually lost, and it was very depressing. But I pretty much have tried to learn Turkish before. Don't ask me why. I really think it was because I was watching a Turkish show and then got intrigued, so now I'm learning Turkish. But I already had phrases that I knew in the back of my head, and I had them on a Notion template, so I wrote them down in my notebook. And then I started watching a YouTube video of this man pretty much explaining the alphabet, which is also really important because that's going to help you with pronunciation. So any language, it doesn't have to be Turkish, I would start with the alphabet, because then you kind of know how to pronunciate like certain words. I don't think you have to memorize the whole alphabet. You probably should, but like, do I? No. After 30 days, I still I could not tell you the letters of the alphabet, but it does help with kind of figuring out how to pronunciate things. So personally, I also think it was helpful that I started learning this in the morning, because I realized that I'm a morning person, so I need to do my Turkish lessons every day for 30 days in the morning, because when I do it at night, it just doesn't work out. My brain does not work out with that. So a lot of the lessons that I did were on Duolingo. I did Duolingo literally every single day, and then on top of that, I would watch Turkish shows, or I would watch that man on YouTube. But overall, day one was pretty solid. It took me 2 hours though, because I was setting everything up. So if you want to split up those 2 hours into between 2 days and make a steady plan, then I would do that. But here's how my notebook turned out by the end of this first day. So day two was actually probably one of the worst days. I failed most of the lessons, and number one, it was because I didn't have my notebook in front of me, and number two, I did it at night, literally in the middle, almost going to bed. And yes, that would be helpful for other people, but for me personally, it wouldn't. So if you're learning language, figure out what time of the day works best for you, because that's really gonna contribute to how you learn. And yeah, so I lost my streak technically, but I still did stuff on day two. So that is a lesson learned on my part, but we're still going strong. And then now at day three is when things kind of start to pick up, and I kind of get the groove of doing things. Again, I did Duolingo literally every single day, but what I've learned about Turkish is the grammar is a lot different than Spanish and English. And if you guys didn't know, my first language was Spanish and then it was English. But I feel you know how they always say things are opposite in Spanish. In Turkish, some of the things are opposite. Some of the phrases are different, in different orders, and some of them are not. So do I know why? No, I do not. Personally, I think you can learn a lot in the 30 days, but you would have to fully commit to learning it for at least 15 minutes a day is what I would recommend. And then when we got to day four, again, it's literally, honestly, after day three, it was just a grind. I do not remember anything past day three other than me just studying. And then on day 30, I realized that I lost my Turkish notebook, because I was literally just writing these down in random sticky notes and things like that, new words, so that I would put in my notebook, but then I lost it. So I got really mad about that. But I think when it comes to Turkish, it honestly is one of those things where it really helped for me to look at the words, as well as listen to other people speaking it. So the best way to do that is literally watching Turkish dramas. Are they a little bit like exaggerated? Yes, but they help with certain words. Like one of the words we learned, like I learned in Duolingo, was çocuk. Did I say it right? Çocuk. Here's day 5. Again, just a grind. And that means child. And they kept saying that in one of my Turkish shows. And I was like, oh my gosh, that means child. So honestly, it just kind of helps hearing someone from a native language like talking Turkish, because it like made more sense than on Duolingo. I think Duolingo honestly is a really good start to learning it. But if you really want to expand you learning that language, I think number 1, you need to first start off with making a study plan that works for you. How many days a week are you going to study it? Can you study it every day like I did for 30 days? I'm actually on day like 40 or 50 or something, and I'm still studying. Like I still keep my streak. I think if you have your Duolingo notifications, that would really help, because it bugs me to lose a streak. So that's why I've continued it over these past couple of like times after I've finished. Okay, so here's me watching that show that I told you about. It's called Beyansınız, something like that. It's called Mr. Wrong if you translate it. But again, I don't have any footage after this, but trust me, I have done the 30 days. Like I've it literally took me so long to finish this video. But here is everything I learned. Number 1, when you're learning Turkish, it sounds super intimidating, but if you know the alphabet, you know how those words are supposed to sound. It's honestly not that bad. Another thing is like there are it's literally, I think they call it a phonetic language, where literally if you know the alphabet, you read it as you say it as you would read it. So that is probably one of the positive things. So if you know Spanish, Turkish would probably be a good language to learn, other than like the fact that like they have a couple extra I had a brain freeze. They have a couple extra letters. One of them that I like always remember is the G. There's like a G with a little like U over it, and that like is a silent G, so it doesn't make a sound like it at all. So I think it's interesting that they have that. Another thing that I learned is like when you're studying a foreign language, you need to like study it for like at least 15 minutes a day. And if you do 15 minutes a day, I feel like you can do it like 3 times a week. But if you're only gonna do like 5 minutes, do it every single day. This way you'll actually like learn it. Do I think you can learn a language in 30 days? No. Like honestly, no. Because I was looking through Duolingo, and like their opinion of a beginner, like there's like I'm in section 1 and it's like the rookie. It takes you like at least 3 months before you're not a rookie. So I personally think if you're gonna start learning a language, Turkish would be a really cool one, because then you could, I don't know, talk to people who speak Turkish, but also like watch Turkish shows. Another thing that really helped is these flashcards. These flashcards are just basic vocabs, so then it'll make it easier for you to actually like make those sentences in your head if you know like basic words, and they help with like describing things. So like evet and hayır, those are the 2 last flashcards I made. That evet is yes, and then hayır is no. So those are good things to like know, and those are probably the first few things that you should know. Or like kız is girl, or kadın is woman, and then adam is man. So I would have never known this if I wasn't studying that literally every single day. And making flashcards is just an extra way to like write out the word and learn from there. So what I've learned so far is that I really like learning Turkish. I want to continue it. I hope it kind of helps you with, you know, if you're trying to learn Turkish and your language. Let me know what languages you guys are trying to learn, and I will make sure you guys subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss another one of my videos. And if you made it this far, comment down a caterpillar emoji, since there's a caterpillar in the background. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next Sunday for another video, because I promise you guys it will be an amazing one. Bye guys.